Okay, walking a pre-flight check. I just left the back door of Wiseman, which is just a hangar with a security camera. I got the can from Madison for, let's say, Cessna 73593. I walk out the door and I'm walking toward the airplane. Today it's a 152 because this is a little more like the 172 I'm actually going to fly in terms of cockpit. I'm going to cheat real fast and we're going to pretend that these are shut and locked. You're going to see people, but that's okay. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at the sky. I also have a windsock way down there somewhere that typically I can look at. Apparently the windsock is not there. There it is. And it looks like, I can't remember, it should be red first, so maybe 6 knots of wind. Excellent. Alright, and the sky is beautiful. This should be a great day, and we're taking off. If the wind's blowing that way, on 2, 1. So I'm looking at the airplane. Let's pretend it's tied down, because these don't actually have tie downs. So it's tied down and everything looks good. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over, I'm going to remove the covers here, and I'm also going to remove the cover off the pitot heat. So I've got those in my hand, I've got the can in my hand. We're going to walk up, we're going to stick the key in, we're going to turn in a half turn, which is going to pop this door open. Boom, hey, we got the door open. I'm going to throw all of my gear and the covers in the back seat. I'm going to reach across, I'm going to open the passenger door before I do anything else. I'm going to hang the keys on the VOR knob right here. I think that takes me to inside the airplane already. So, I've got the yokes turned off so I can actually see what I'm doing. And we are going to slow it down now. I'm sitting in the airplane. I am going to remove the control lock. I'm going to hitch it to the thing, the pocket, so it doesn't fall. Good. Control lock is free. I'm checking aircraft registration. Registration, airworthiness certificate, the POH is in the can, which I just threw on the floor, and there should be a weights and balances in here as well. I checked that they're all there. I put them in the pocket. I'm going to check the hobs. It matches and is good. I'm going to check attack. It matches and is good. Then I'm going to check the top of the can, make sure we're okay to fly and everything, nothing is past due. We're good, so we put the can back. Alright. I'm going to make sure the parking brake is on, which is typically here. I'm going to pull out, drop it, and pull it the rest of the way, but the 152 is right there. Hooray! Parking brake. Check. Hobs tag check. That's the first mechanical thing I've done with the airplane. While I'm sitting here, and because it's the first thing Fred said, I am going to check the alternate air, which I don't see in this. We're going to say that's the alternate air. Excellent. We pull it out. We make sure that nothing drastically changes. Nothing did. Okay, because that's going to affect airspeed. It's going to affect the altimeter, and it's going to affect the vertical speed indicator. Because I have airspeed indicator, I have the artificial horizon. Is not what that's called. Damn it, I forgot. Altimeter, vertical speed, direction indicator, and turn coordinator. I hate that I have forgotten part of what these things are. Okay, that's done. Anyway, that is now checked. Throttle and mixture are off. Great. Okay, we're going to do our first walk around. First thing I'm going to do is turn on the ignition is off, alternator is off, battery is off, lights should be off, except for the beacon, which remains on and has a little bit of red paint on it. Alright. Since I'm here, I'm just going to run through the fuses. They're all fixed. That's good. I'm going to plug in my headset. Looks like I've got a headset down here. I don't know why this one doesn't exist, but we plug it in. We put it as far away from the magnetic compass as possible. I do have my compass adjustments right here, so we could probably check that. So to take off 2-1, it would be 208. To take off on 30, it would be 28. And yeah, we're actually not quite at that, which is kind of strange, but okie dokie, because we should be facing that way. Anyway, let's do this thing. Battery on. First thing I'm going to do is check fuel. We should be at over half, at least 3/4, which looks like we are. That's wonderful. I'm going to turn on the panel lights. Hey, we're just going to say they work right now. It's pretty light in here, so we can't see them. Pitot heat we're going to turn on. Navigation on, strobe lights on, taxi lights on, landing lights on. We also have wingtip lights over here. We're going to turn them to steady. Pulse is the bottom. Alright, lights are on, fuel is good, parking brake's on, Pitot heat's on. So the next thing I do is get out of the airplane again. Oh, and we get back in and we're going to drop the flaps because we're going to make sure that they work. There they go. Hey, there they go. I'm going to not hit my head on them. I'm going to keep the same pattern going. So I duck underneath the flaps. I come back up. Ooh, I'm going to try to remember which lights are which beacon we have on top. I'm also just noting that the antenna are here, thinking it's the ELT. There's the rear navigation light, and it's on and functioning. We're going to come over to this side of the aeroplane. We have strobe lights. We would typically have a wingtip light here as well. We have the right, which is green, navigation light. I'm just going to say that out loud a billion times. Taxi and landing lights are both on down here. We would have a wingtip light. We have the left, which is red, navigation light. We have a strobe light that is functioning. We also are going to come over, going to touch the Pitot heat tube, which should be pretty warm by now, and it is. Excellent. Alright, we're going to duck back down. We get back into the airplane. We are going to turn back off the wingtip lights. We're going to turn the landing lights off, taxi lights off, beacon stays on, strobe lights off, nav lights off, Pitot heat off, panel lights are already off, parking brake is still on, flaps are still down, and we're going to turn the battery off. Alright, walk around number 2. We're going to get out. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to check fuel. So I get my tester, pump it up about 2 inches. Check it against the white. It has no sediment. It has no water. Excellent. Toss it to the wind. Let's see. I'm right here. I'm going to check the wheel. Tire looks good. Brake looks good. No brake fluid, which would be bright red. Rotor looks good. Brake pads look good. Excellent. Let's come out. We're going to trace the leading edge. Nope. I'm not going to do the left wing yet. Skip that. But that's okay. The left tire is done. We'll come back. Duck underneath. I'm going to come to the tail first. We're going to make sure edges look good. This is going to get a little funky just due to the nature of how I have to control this, but this is great. I can't manually do this. I have to actually use flight control. So I am going to go ahead and make sure that movement is free and clear. It is. I'm going to pull the elevators. I'm going to pull the rudder, and then I'm going to get all this out of the way. I'm going to come back. I'm going to duck underneath this way. I'm going to make sure that pins are good, safety wires are good, hinges are good, everything's moving. I'd be moving these back and forth. I'm going to come back to this. These go down so I can check the other side. Excellent, good. Everything's back to free and clear. Then I'm going to come back up and I'm going to remove this tie down, which will be right here, which I have to remember because I can't actually see them in this. So the tie down is now removed. I need to figure out where tie downs go. Do I just drop them? Do I put them in the airplane? I'm guessing the airplane. Alright, rudder looks good, everything's free and clear, no dings, dents, rivets look good as I'm walking along this tail, so I go back and check this because I did not before. Also, this would be where the baggage compartment is, so I make sure this is locked. I don't have it on 152, but it's secured and locked. I'm good, rivets are good, no bending, warping. I come to this side, I'm going to do the exact same thing and just make sure everything moves up and down. I can check this side as well, make sure pins, safety wires, and all of that are attached and good. Alright. Checking edges, because why not? Making sure rivets are good, there's no bending, warping. That should complete the tail, but I'm also going to just check the trim, make sure that it looks functional. Pins are good, cotter pins are good. Alright. I come to the right wing. I'm going to duck underneath, and since I'm ducking underneath, the first thing I'm going to do is check the tire for wear. I'm checking the brake pads and rotors. Everything looks good. Strut looks good. Nothing is bent or warped, and there's no brake fluid. Nothing is bright red. Alright. Let's go ahead, check here. So now I've checked both wings. That the fuel is good. I take a sample, about 2 inches. There's no sediment, there's no water. Checking the flaps, this all looks good. I need to talk about this though because I haven't actually done it. I make sure that the pin is good and is free and clear. Good, good, good. All the runners and tracks look excellent. Alright, I have checked all of that. I'm going to just check the strut for good measure, never hurts. Excellent. I come back here to the aileron. I make sure I lift this up. There we go. By turning to the right, I come back under here. I've got 3 hinges and a pin. The hinges look good. The pin is moving free and clear. I didn't move that up all the way so that it could. I've got 3 hinges. Check. Alright, let's move that back. Alright, I'm going to get tall again. Checking the leading edge. Nothing is dinged, busted, or broken, which is excellent. I remove my tie-down on over here. That should be all 3. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to get on the wing, grab foot, lifts up, unscrews, checks fuel, should be whatever, I don't know, the 152 total, seems like it's not much. But anyway, roughly 3/4, but this will be a little less because the airport runs down so that water drains. Excellent. Good, should be good. Secure the cap, double check the cap, get back off the wing. Check the air vent, that's good. I can't remember what this one would be. Oh, it's cabin air. Excellent. Cabin air is good. Also, comms air is open and flowing. Now I'm at the nose. I'm going to open the panel right here, which tries to hide from me because it doesn't actually have a silver button. I check the oils. Let's say it's a 172, 6 to 8 quarts. Let's say it was at 6. I'm going to fill it with a quart back to 7. I'm going to screw everything back in. Then I'm going to check the I can't remember the name of the drain fuel pumps out. 1, 2, good. Let it go. Fuel's good. There's no water beads in there. Everything's awesome. I'm going to secure that. I'm going to bang on the panel and make sure that it doesn't pop open. Great, it didn't. Check the screws. Check the screws. These are quarter-turn screws. Check, 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 check. I come to the front. I'm checking the cowling. I make sure that the screws are all in place around and on the inside in here. I'm checking the alternator cable, not cable, but why can't I think of the word? Pulley. We know what we're talking about. It's tight and secure. I check the propeller on both edges for any dings, lightly nicks, anything we need to get buffed out that we can call maintenance for. It looks good. I check the nose cone. All of the screws and rivets are good. I'm checking the cowling on this side. That all looks good. Panel looks good. I come down. I check the air filter. There's no dead birds or twigs or anything else. I continue checking over here. The static airport is good. The comms vent is free and clear. The cabin air is free and clear. And while I'm right here checking free and clear, pitot tube is free and clear, and the stall warning horn is free and clear. I climb up, I unscrew the cap, I check fuel, it's good, I secure the cap again, and I double check it, and it is secured and good. I check the leading edge of the wing. I'm also going to check the strut while I'm standing right here. Leading edge feels great. I take the tie down off if I haven't already. Good, that's all 3 tie downs taken off. I come underneath, I check the fuel first thing. I think I checked the tire, but I'm going to double check it again. I walk the flaps. 1, 2, I check the pin. 3. I come over to the aileron. I go ahead and lift that up, in this case by making a left turn on the yoke. I check the hinges. I've got 1, there's hinge 2, there's hinge 3, and I've got my pin free and clear. That should be all my wings. I'm going to drop that back to where it belongs. I've got antenna. I've got 2 on the back. Good. I've got 2 antenna set on the back. I've got the ELT antenna there. I've got 2 antenna on the top. Excellent. Alright, that should be 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Tail, right wing, nose, left wing. I get back in the old aeroplane. Alright, I'm back in the airplane. I have checked everything, tie downs and everything. I have tossed in the back as appropriate. What do I need to do now that I'm back in? Is that it? I feel like that's not it. And check the windshield. That's clean, or it's not, and I clean it. I think I'm gonna call it. Alright, let's go back through the checklist and make sure I did everything. Hobbs TAC, I checked, yes. Inspection, verified all current flight documents are there. And not overdue. Airworthiness, yes. Registration, check. Operation limits, POH, check. Weight and balance, check. Control lock was removed. Parking brake, I checked on. Ignition, I checked off. Avionics, off. Turned the master on. Made sure the fuel, verified fuel gauges. Flaps were down. Now flaps are going to go up. That was the last piece there. So flaps were down, now they're up. Lights on, and I checked. Pitot heat on and checked. Turned everything back off. Master off, check. Alternate static source, checked and off. Baggage door secure. Rudder lock is not valid. Tie down removed. Control surfaces on the tail, checked for freedom. Hinges, made sure they were all there. Cotter pins in place and secure, and the safety wire. Right wing, check the sump, check the fuel, check the tire, check the strut, check the brake, check the flap. Ailerons, check. Rivets, check. Leading edge, check. Tie down removed. Fuel quantity, check. Fuel cap secured. Engine, check for oil. And fuel strainer, that's the word, strained. Propeller, I checked. Spinner, I checked. Cowling, I checked. Alternator belt. Yep, I was right. Alright, checked. Tire, get back out of the airplane and go check the front tire, dum-dum. Alright, I come out. The tire looks good, and I've got at least 2 inches on the strut. Looking good. Excellent. Back in the airplane. Air filter, I did check. Unobstructed. Static airport, I did check. Fuel quantity on the left wing, I checked. Fuel cap secured. Leading edge was checked. Pitot tube is free and clear. Stall warning, free and clear. Tie down removed. Rivets, checked for any wing warping, yes. Aileron, I checked. Cotter pins in place. Free play on the push rod. Push rod is the word I need to remember. Movement's free. Flap, I checked. Verified. Free play on the push rod. Fuel sump, I did check. Tire, I did check. Strut, I checked. Brake, I checked. Overall, windshield's clean. Antennas are there. No dents. Flaps are up. Hey yo, walking away.